News time! Hi everybody, welcome to BrickVault, it's Mike here. Welcome to the weekly news update, and this week we have new set unveilings, that's pretty awesome. New information on the Toys R Us case that's really blowing up right now over the toy industry. And I'm gonna be also talking about a few other small things that happened this week. Before we jump into all that, I want you guys to check out our www.brickvault.toys website. It's our mock store. Right now we offer a lot of awesome Star Wars minifigure scale ships like those guys. You can get instructions from the website. We just keep adding models as we go, so that's gonna be a lot of awesome things and a great collection to have. And that is also a great way to support our channel. So thank you guys for doing that. So there's that, and now let's jump into the news.
And the first official announcement for this week is the newest LEGO Ideas TRON Legacy set that is 21314. The set comes from no one else but BrickBros UK. The set will hit the shelves on April 1st in the US, and actually a bit earlier you can get it in the UK on the March 31st, and on March 29th there will be a special signing event at the Leicester Square LEGO brand store in London, where BrickBros UK will be signing copies of the set. The pricing is set at $35 in the US, the Canadian price is set at $45. In Germany and France you can get the set for €35, in the UK £30, and in Denmark the set will cost you 300 Danish crowns. 230 pieces inside, so that is not a big set to build, kind of matching the size with the Women of NASA set. We're gonna have 3 minifigures included, Sam Flynn, Quora and Rinsler, the bad guy, 2 buildable Tron Psychos, those are identical builds but just different by color, and each one of them also gets a detachable grid display base. That seems like a very nice display set. We're gonna get it once it's available, and on our part, congratulations to BrickBros UK for making all this happen. The next big announcement for this week is the new LEGO BrickHeadz for the Solo Star Wars story movie. Finally we have the official pictures for Han Solo and Chewbacca BrickHeadz. Those are BrickHeadz 39 for Han Solo and number 40 for Chewbacca. Han Solo BrickHeadz is set number 41608, the age recommendation is as usual 10+, and the price should be around $10. Same goes for Chewbacca, set number 41609, also 10+ age recommendation. And I gotta say that I like the new yellowish coloring for the Han Solo movie boxes for LEGO. It's nice that it kind of makes it different from the previous waves of The Last Jedi or even the Rogue One ones. And unfortunately we do not know the pieces count for those guys yet, but coming from the box art, how they look, I think they won't be that much of builds, maybe something around 130 parts per each one of them, pretty much keeping the usual BrickHeadz parts count. I gotta say I like Chewbacca more, he seems like a more interesting character to have, especially the head shaping with one piece in the front that seems like a hood piece from Speed Champions for example, that makes his forehead actually studless, and that looks quite fine. We don't really see the back of the BrickHeadz from the images, but I assume it's gonna be a bit furry as per Chewbacca. Han Solo is of course the younger version of the character, who is played by Alden Ehrenreich in the movie, and I like the color combo and prints for his jacket. I think that is a nougat color, and also you can see the belt buckle. Nice looking wavy hair, so I think that will be quite likable BrickHeadz as well. We don't know the exact launch date for those guys, but all the other Solo movie sets are coming April 13, so I assume it's gonna be around that date to connect with the other sets. And this next bit of information is basically the continuity of the Toys R Us case. As Jack mentioned last week in the news, all the stores are being closed in the US right now, so we should expect to basically for the Toys R Us to disappear over the next coming months in the US market. Same goes for the UK market. I think Canadian stores will remain open as of this moment, as far as we know. And there is a nice word about this case coming from Alan Tran from BrickFan.com, who is actually associated with Toys R Us, and he's basically confirming that there is going to be a liquidation sale, pretty much running as of this recording, I think until June or earlier whenever particular stores close. We are talking about more than 700 stores being closed in the coming months, and that will also mean stopping more than $450 million in payments for suppliers of Toys R Us, and that is basically why this affects the toy market so much, including LEGO. But speaking of LEGO sets themselves, there is no planning sale, liquidation sale on LEGO sets. I think LEGO as a company will just get those sets back from the Toys R Us locations, but some users on different places reported that some of the local stores are actually running sales on LEGO, and it's basically kind of like different from place to place, from 15 to 30%, so you should check your location, mileage might vary. And the thing that is sad about this is that it looks kind of like a war zone in those Toys R Us locations where they are actually running the sales, because it seems like no one is caring anymore about merchandising the sets or just keeping things clean. Basically, this picture from one of the fans shows how it actually looks like, and it's the sad side of this story. And to sum this all up, there is a huge chapter being closed in the toy market history in the US and in the world basically. And personally I am sad because Toys R Us were known for having sets earlier, having exclusive sets and whatnot. And that was a great store just to walk into. I enjoyed going to Toys R Us to get toys for my kids, and now it's just gonna be all gone. So I hope that Toys R Us, with their plans to sell the company or maybe save some of the assets, will actually succeed in finding a vendor or supplier or whoever they are working with to actually just keep things going, maybe under different brand, but having a physical store to walk into other than Lego stores was always a nice thing. So I hope for that to happen. In additional news, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment has released the new DLC for their LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 game. We haven't played the game, so I'm not very familiar with this. But in the new DLC for $2.99, you can get the new Cloak and the Dagger level and the character pack for the game. Not only you get the brand new level, but also some additional characters, including Cloak, Dagger, Mr. Negative, Blackout, Shroud, Nightmare, and Silvermane. If any one of you has a season pass, you should be able to download it right now. Otherwise, as I mentioned, the pack is worth $2.99. In more around LEGO news, LEGO along with Star Wars have released a new video called The Star Wars The Last Jedi in 2 minutes. That is kind of like a recurring thing when they try to make an animation for every movie showing the plot and the main points in a 2-minute LEGO animation. Usually it used to be a stop motion, but this time it seems to be more like an animated movie rather than classic brick stop motion. It's still a fun watch, kind of a cool take on the not so good of a Star Wars movie, if I may, but the coolest part about it as fans of LEGO is that those animations usually show some sets that may be coming in the near future that were kind of rumored but not officially announced. We do however know that there is the Throne Room Duel set coming 75216, and it seems to be shown in the movie for a split second when there is the scene with Rey, Kylo and Snoke in his throne room, of course. And from the animation from this scene, I think the set might actually have a similar function when Snoke is actually pulling Rey with force towards him. Maybe we're gonna have some sort of a slider function in the set as a play feature that will actually allow you to put Rey's minifig on that one and recreate the scene in the set. From the scene we also kind of expect for this set to have maybe even 4 minifigures, Rey, Kylo, Snoke and maybe 1 or 2 Praetorian guards. Other sets that are possible to become a real thing in the future is, for example, this kind of like a security speeder from the Casino Planet, I don't remember the name of, but you saw the movie, you remember when the security forces in there had some sort of a V-wing looking security craft that was chasing Finn and Rose, and that seems like a cool idea for another set of a Star Wars spaceship. So if you wanna give it a watch, it's just a bit over 2 minutes of your time, a really cool animation, but be warned, it does spoil the movie a lot because it basically shows the entire plot with all the small Easter eggs and characters that people who did not watch the movie may not expect to be there, so be warned, it is a massive spoiler. And before we jump into the LEGO Ideas section, there is one more bit of news. The DK Books is releasing a very interesting thing, that is a DK Braille book for Duplo, and that is an amazing idea for young readers, young LEGO fans that are visually impaired, and a very nice way of teaching words and sentences. This is worth mentioning because this is the first LEGO book of this kind, and quite an excellent idea, and it is already available. You can get it from Amazon for $15, I'm gonna leave a link below. And now let's check out LEGO Ideas, a platform where you can submit your own LEGO creations in hopes of those becoming a real LEGO set once gaining enough support. As Jack mentioned last week, there are a few sets that are very close to the magical 10,000 supporters point, and there is also one more set I really want to showcase, the Flintstones, that are currently at 9,000 something supporters, and that is a set I really want to become reality. And also I found a really cool mock at this weird time of year in March, but this is the Santa Claus Arctic Crawler. The designer Redera00 has just put it on March 9, and it really caught my eye with the originality and kind of like a cool sci-fi look. Not only we are getting a really awesome looking high-tech vehicle, plus a very good photography by the way, really like the presentation of the model, but also we get some cool functions of how Santa is delivering presents in the future. And if that wasn't enough, the model is motorized by 2 M motors and fully remotely controlled. Honestly, I have never seen anything like this before. It's such a cool concept, I don't even know why I like it so much. I guess it's just quite creative and a very good build in techniques and looks overall. A very awesome take on the Christmas builds in March, however, and maybe somewhere around this year's Christmas I will be able to mention that as a set breaking this magical 10,000 supporters point. Of course, if you want to support this creation of LEGO ideas, I'm gonna leave a link below.
Alright, and that is it for this week's news update. Thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow is Sunday, and that means the top 10 mocks episode. This one is done by Jack this week, and that is always a fun thing for us to do. Appreciate those mocks and your fun creations as well, so stay tuned for that episode. But for now, thanks so much for watching again. Leave a like and subscribe below if you enjoyed this episode. It was Mike, and I'll see you again on BrickVault.